Welcome to the world of STORROR Parkour Pro.
I like that because like caution. You're like, nah, that's it. That's it, that's it. Ah!
Oh wow, I've seen that. Wow.
Oh, I missed it.
How do you, Benj, how do you save this Twitch stream that you do?
Clipping it? Saving the stream?
Yeah, you know, like when you finish the stream on Twitch, that when you stream on the STORROR one, I can watch the other episode. Is there a way to save it?
I think it just does it automatically, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can save and upload it, but I don't know if you want to save the stream or you want to clip it or...
Oh, because like my streams disappear as soon as they finish, and I cannot get them back, right?
Let's check on Matt.
Yeah, see Matt, our internal champion. No pressure, Matt. And actually, Harry was our internal champion. Is it Matt? Yes, it's Matt. Yeah.
This is such a streamlined process. How are you switching between all these lives? It's mad. Is that in Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah. Discord, yeah. Okay, good one, Matt. Yeah. He's got the speed.
So,
although it doesn't count, of course. It's part of the team, but.
Try and get a line, Matt. Try and get 3 in a row along those blocks.
Yeah, go, Matt.
nah.
Whoa! Oh! I am KWX, and to do the reverse vault, you need to start from the left, going up and then going right. But you need to do it quite. You need to do a full semicircle. So make sure that you touch all the edges when you do the reverse vault.
Can you guys see my controller?
Yeah.
So I'll show you while you're holding the right trigger, it's gonna be right trigger, left, rotate over to the side. That's the reverse vault. And it's easy to say, like it's very simple to say for me now. It'd be like just do that, but like when you're trying to gauge speed and everything, and then it can be a bit. But yeah, it's a fun one to do, to be fair. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you triggered it right. Take it in a bit slowly because it's a bit of a slow one. So I'd say like, yeah, take it in a bit slower and then do it sort of nearish, like once you hit that front of the blue. Yeah, once you're about to hit that blue container, as you just past it, then hit that reverse.
Who is this stream from?
Oh, this is IM.
Oh, IM. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
There you go. So that's it there. These walls are a bit low as well, so don't let that discourage you. You would like once we get the sort of like assist going, most of the jumps that you're doing now, like that you'd land. Like, do you mean? So like there once we get the assist going, like that one you would land. So
yeah.
Same there again. Like you'd land that too. So. Nice. But yeah, so hopefully like I think that if we can get like once we get that going, it'd be cool to get another one of these releases out so they can test it out and see.
Yeah,
and then they themselves can compare. That's it. That's really
amazing.
Cool. Yeah,
actually, heading up like that. Oh, nice. And one of the things that I wanted to add very soon is a drone mode. Basically, you do your line and then you're going back and you basically replay the shot with your drone. and I think it's a nice touch.
One thing I wanted to speak to ask you as well, like you know, I know we mentioned that GoPro mode. Are we gonna have like a sort of like filming kind of mode? If that makes sense. So like film like to create like sort of like I don't know, you know the old school like parkour and old school skate videos where they had the camera and you could just see like the circle and you can see like the blackout on the edges.
Oh, the Super 8 sort of thing.
Yeah, like I don't know, you know, like old school skate videos from like street skating.
Yeah,
they had a lot of stuff like that.
Vignette around the fisheye, yeah.
Yeah, fisheye, and I think there was a
that's the
camera.
one,
Yeah, that we used to use for this in the skateboarding video. I don't remember the name of the camera, but basically it was a pretty shit one that everybody used because the audio was amazing and the camera was so bad that in a way was very good because yeah, he had that particular style. I don't remember the camera, but yeah.
I gotta
yeah,
go
but
now,
like,
Dado.
yeah.
But nice one, lads. Very fucking.
Nice one,
impressed.
Drew.
Good luck to the backers that are playing it tonight. Yeah, can't wait for your feedback. I gotta go pick up some chicken.
Nice. Sweet. See you
So
later.
In a bit,
See
man.
you later.
Because yeah, it's quite cool to like see how people like not only put together lines but then also go about filming it.
Oh, you made it! Did you that?
Yeah, he
You
did.
did the reverse photo of that.
I think so far he's the best. I will say, I am
Yeah.
KWX is the best so far.
You know, Matt is gonna be very angry right now. Very angry, Matt.
Is it? Oh, it's me.
We're not watching Harry. I think I want to watch Harry. Like,
Yeah. Let's see.
it's
He's buzzing that he got that reverse pre as well. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Satisfying when you do get it. That jumper Lena had on bench was sick.
Here she comes again. Oh, jumper's off. Hello, Henny. Been away up in Scotland. Just got back, I think. Hello, Henny.
Just got back fucking a long way.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, nice.
who is playing now?
Henry.
Oh, Harry. Yeah,
Get it, Hennes.
I knew it was good. I knew it was good. Our overseas champion, over ocean champion.
I've got to give my cat some drugs. 2 sets.
Drugs?
Yeah, he's just had surgery and he's on some
Oh.
pretty gnarly painkillers and it's a
Oh.
2-person job. It's that kind of
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, pinner and yeah, applicator.
Oh, come on, Coin.
we got a cat as well, Ben.
Yeah, we live with a cat and a dog. Cat's called Kiko. It's just, like jumps up onto like little spaces on the shelf that you think is impossible. It literally jump to a space like that big. Up like so agile. That's like no wonder like there's like a couple of moves that are named after a cat. In parkour. It's like cat pass. Some people say cat leap as well for an arm jump.
Cat leap. Is that the same of the cat pass?
No, do you know what an arm jump is? Do you know when you land on the face of a wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, some people call that a cat leap.
Oh, really? Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, because when they actually leap on the...
Yeah, on the wall and the fences, it's like one paw's up and one paw's on the face of the,
Yeah.
of the wall.
I remember my cat was like, I don't know if it was only my cat doing that, but at about 8 o'clock every night, he was going crazy and he was just like on drugs and he was jumping all the walls and for about 10 seconds straight, and then it stopped. Every day it was like that.
Wow, that is
It was-
amazing.
Yeah, but it was
Is it like-
jumping like vertically, like from the floor to the ceiling. For 10 seconds, it was like, I don't know, what something that he ate or something. It was jumping
So
like
it
that.
happened once or every day?
No, every day. Every day there was that bit
Oh my
that was
God.
going crazy. And it was a for 10 seconds straight, and then it just stopped. Yeah,
Oh
and
my
then
goodness.
didn't do anything all day long. So-
No, but you just missed that. Dad, I used to have a cat that had like a seizure every day and just
Yeah.
went crazy for like 10, what was it, 10 minutes?
No, 10 seconds. Like, it was
10
literally a
seconds.
burst. It was running vertically on the walls of the house for 10 seconds, but like a million miles an hour. It was very weird. Every day at 8 o'clock, it was doing that.
Did it hurt itself?
No. It was just doing it. It's
That was incredible.
Yeah,
It's not just like the zoomies, like when they get a bit of energy and they run around the house. Not that. It's the actual
No, yeah, it was like having a seizure. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, it was scared of something, and it was
Right.
just like going absolutely
That's
bananas.
incredible.
But like usually, he never even moves. Like
Yeah.
a pawn. It was like so slow to do everything.
I mean, our cat, like after he like takes a shit, stuff like that, he'll have like 5-10 minutes just like bombing it around the house, like full speed, like yeah, crazy stuff, and never plays with toys, and only when he's in that mode does he play with toys.
Oh, because one of those things, like one of those houses that they scratch and things like that. Like, you know, when they climb in those,
Yeah.
Yeah, mine never used it. It was like, whatever, I'm not interested.
Oh yeah, no, same actually. We got one and then just sold it again like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
I think but a bug session on the Discord.
Yeah,
I think we'll do that.
Yeah, we do
The
that.
feedback. Camera feels floaty. That just has to be simple. It's a trick. Yeah, for sure. Like, there's a lot of simple, like, little things that we decide, like your character can't actually just do a basic jump. To be fair, if you just wanted to jump up, you wouldn't actually be able to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like again with this is like we said again, like it's the bare bones demo, just to get a feel for the character controls. So what do you guys think? Those that played so far on the general locomotion and how he moves, because obviously the animation and things and the parkour, the moves themselves, like those are obviously very very early stages. And the character movement itself is a little bit more refined. So what do you guys think of that in terms of like the plants, the turning, and things like that? This is fun. Yeah. Fair as well. That was the guess. Oh, cool. Yeah, like small environment. Yeah, nothing's optimized. So yeah, glad you think that. Oh, he got it. Yeah.
Going between first person and third person. No, I haven't seen that Galactic Shred Neck. If you wanna shoot a video and show us, yeah.
We'll fix that. It's gonna be lucky moves. Yeah, again, like we said, like a lot of the moves you guys are making and failing on, once we've done some tweaks to it, you will like majority of them. Like, we were watching the stream and I was saying, a lot of the moves I think KWX was making, he would actually land, and he was bailing out of them. But that's again because we haven't got that assist on at the moment. So yeah, that's gonna come in the next release hopefully.
Camera moves on the same stick is a bit difficult to get used to. No, they are not on the same stick, right? They are on two different sticks, right? You move on the left and you move the camera on the right, right?
But the camera. So there's been a lot of feedback on the camera. So that's definitely something to consider.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, like, you wouldn't know until you get in the hands of for us, we wouldn't be able to notice it. So it's good. What I'm trying to do. What area is that in? Let me know.
Oh yes, you cannot do an upward cut past sticks 80 because we haven't got the animation in. Actually, Toby had a few ones of a cat pass to Stick and a cat pass to Dino on at different levels that we recorded in Cardiff, but they're not in yet. Well, they were in, but we took them out. Yeah.
That seems honest, yeah. Cool.
Oh yeah, so coming back to my original question that I've asked you guys before, Toby and Benj, in order of importance, what is like, apart from the normal vaults, what is the most important thing to tackle next that we haven't tackled? Like, we got climbing, and we got lashes, and we got wall runs. What other basic movements we need to nail next?
I'd say like wall pops, like getting up a face of a wall, like climb up with that.
Yeah.
And then like combining precision with the vaults. So coming out of the vaults and landing and like being able to land on like another wall.
Yeah.
But is that might be further down? I don't know. Yeah. What do you think, Benj?
Yeah, combinations between movements, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if that's too far down the line. Like connections, being able to like, yeah, go from one vault to the next, like with no steps in between.
Yes, I think that is the holy grail, right, for our game. Because when I saw your video, every time I saw one of your videos, a new video, I always see you making a new move. I mean, like they're the same basic moves, but every time you just add a little bit of step. I don't know, like it's always different, and I would like to really catch that, because that for me is your real expression of you go into the sport and you try different things, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Connections, yeah, for sure. That's really
like the vaults we've got at the moment. I think are like they're almost an extension of the locomotion in my head.
Yeah,
like, if you know what I mean. Obviously, the reverse vault, the dash, like there's the level of flair, but like something like a cat pass is literally what you're going to be using just to move around.
Yeah.
And then the moment you've got like gaps and stuff, to be able to then stick those, or like to land 2 feet and like plyo again, you know, that sort of thing would be sick. But I assume that's further down the line linking in terms of single moves, probably like wall pops. So like get up a wall, grab the edge and climb, and then jumps, one foot jumps.
Running jumps, standing jumps,
and
I guess that would come into the landing part as well.
The landing part, because another thing that I think it's quite like if you're looking from the outside, it looks a little bit silly, like the simple jump. You know, you may think, oh yeah, it's just a jump, but in real life, when you do it, it's especially on like big gaps and big drops. Of course, it's very difficult to do. But ironically, it sounds very easy in a video game. So how can we translate the difficulty of doing it in real life into the video game? Because if you take Assassin's Creed, they do all the crazy jumps, and you just press a button, right? But for example, the jump that you did in this Monday, in the last Monday video, Bench, the one with the drop, How would you like? And that was hard to do, right? Even scary for you, and scary as well. Yeah, actually, scary is another thing that really. My dream, it would be that you need to be scared of doing that jump, right?
Yeah, in the game, we have a little bit of fear for it.
Yeah. Yeah, how do we convey this the sense of you. I'm I'm too. In a way, you need to feel afraid to make the jump, and you say, "I don't want to do it now. It's too scary for me," even in the video game.
I suppose there has to be a consequence for falling, I guess, to step one. Like,
Yeah.
Or is that just part of the game that it's just like you have this freedom to not be scared to do all these things? That's like real life emotions don't exist in this game world. You have this ability to
just
let through.
You got to be able to die, and like that, and that's annoying. You know, falling and having to respawn is annoying in some sense. Like, and then I suppose early days, maybe when you're sort of in those early phases of the game, like when you've literally first turned it on, you're learning, like a period of confidence building where, like, if you are up high, you're like control and you're kind of a bit more wobbly and you're a bit more to simulate the real sort of life stiffness that you feel when you're first up high. Like,
okay, can I chime in here? We was talking about this in the discussion about a week ago. Drew was there too, and we was coming up with this idea of this assist system. So with no assists on, the game will be very difficult to play. So what you will do is you will introduce the game and will tailor the experience to how good you are with the controller, how well you can perform the moves and so forth, and stuff like the confidence. Like, for instance, if you just want to mess around in the open world and you want to nail everything, you will be able to, but it won't be a rewarding experience because the controls will be very simplistic and everything will just be all made and it will just be run and gun. But as you get more professional with the controls, you can again adjust these. So, like, for instance, landing, sticking is a perfect example. If you want us to do that for you because you find it too difficult, you toggle the switch, and then suddenly you'll stick every single landing you do after, because we've tailored that experience because that's the thing you're struggling with, and it will be like almost like a percentage. Like, let's just say, if you've tried it 100 times, you've landed it 50 times, then we'll push it up to 75% assist, because that way you'll kind of get the feeling of how it feels to stick. And then as you feel more confident or the game rewards you enough, we can tailor it back, and you'll then have full control, and then sticking will feel supernatural, and we'll reward you for turning these assists off. How these rewards play out is something we're discussing internally. But that idea of confidence, like that fear will come in. We want to convey that as early as possible. So, like, for instance, we don't want you to, the second you boot up the game, to start doing roof culture, right? Because, like, it's not realistic. We want to train you and get you going. So what we could do, for instance, is like show you guys doing roof culture, and that's the pinnacle, and then we'll let you follow with no assist, and the first thing you do is you'll buckle off all the building,
right?
And then the game will sort of reset and say, like, right, okay, you didn't quite nail that, but we're gonna show you how it's done, and we'll start you off at the ground level and build you up, and we'll say, okay, you did well, you didn't quite land that stick that time, so we're going to let the stick sort of the sticking is going to be half automatic until you feel comfortable. And that's before we start getting towards the confidence aspects, which is something we discussed very early on when we first met you, and I feel it's a fantastic single focal point for how good you are at the game and how good you handle heights and fear. Conveying that in a way that's not just a bar that you build up is the challenge of the design. But I feel like we can nail that, because it's the one thing about when we was talking about statistics that I kind of felt was very, very key, and I really enjoyed this idea. It gives me a lot to play with. But how we actually handle that in game would be something we'll be iterating on for a very long time. And
I bet,
because I do enjoy that, because when you watch Roof Culture, it's like you guys are just like, you're deadpan, man. So how are you doing this? How are you doing this? And like, because and like I couldn't do that. So like, how would I feel if you actually put me in your shoes? I wouldn't make the jump. But it's a video game, so we will play around with the realism and how easy the controls are for you, and then eventually we do want to build you up to build your own Roof Culture. So.
Do you have any ideas of how it will feel when you don't have the confidence? Do you have any ideas of how it actually looks and feels like yourself?
Yeah, so there's many there's many After Effect tricks you can use to employ these. They're kind of fake, but they do build up. So you kind of add these layers upon layers. So obviously, this factors into the sound design, the controls. Again, into the assist system, like screen wobble is a very simple one. Field of view is another very very effective one. Like if you think about how they display vertigo in the movies, right? But someone looks down at a building, they just put the field of view really high to give it the fisheye to show, oh my god, I'm at height, and then the guy drops the phone and the phone focuses out of view. Tricks like that. That's more of a cinematography aspect, but it's very very effective tricks. But we want to go that step further because we want to convey that in controls too, and that's something we'll try to get right.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I asked almost, because it's like, I suppose by the point that they're being run through a high up part of the game, they'll have already been running around on ground level and have a feel for what they would have adjusted to how it feels normally with no fear. So then whatever adjustment is made, if it's remotely more difficult, I suppose that's all it is, isn't it? If it's just a bit more laggy on the control.
Well, David mentioned earlier, like, so in like in the NBA games, they have this bar, right, and it gauges how you do your throw, and you've got like your levels of success from yellow to green to red being fail, yellow being medium, green being success. And again, this plays in with the controls. I would like to have a few extra effects on top of that, but that kind of system is something we would either present to the player up front or take it away. Again, it could be an assist, because once you feel natural with the controls, you'll know these anyway, and then taking that's just the way it will help. But conveying fear in that sense is probably the most binary way we can present fear, because if that little meter is wobbling around all over the place, it means you're doing something dangerous, right? Because on the ground level, if I'm just hopping over a knee-high wall, you're not going to feel much fear. You'll get very confident. You don't care. You just got it right. But if you put that knee-high drop on the top of a skyscraper, suddenly that little dial is going to be going ballistic, because it's like, no, because messing this up doesn't just mean I fall over and scrape my knee. It means I could buckle off the building. That's like again, it's this kind of control schemes and how this plays into the controls is definitely something we're doing, and that sort of NBA gauge and how much that wobbles is the basic you can do. A lot of games play with this. Balance beams in games do this a lot, where you wobble more left and right because you're not balancing right, but we're not balancing, we're jumping. So conveying that in the jump is something that a lot of games do. Like, for instance, when you're playing the Naughty Dog Uncharted games, when he makes a large jump, they don't convey the fear of making that jump. They use cinematography to create this fear of the jump. So the jump's crazy, and they do crazy things like focusing on the back of his head as he jumps, and then they focus out and they have the character grunt, they have the noise and the wind, but it's all automated. It's a cinematography trick they use. And we want to create a control visceral feel of the controller when you're doing this, and to convey this through controls. As Dada says, it's a holy grail. It's one of the holy grails we have to nail, and it's something we'll be iterating on for a long time. But
But it's like the simple stuff, like you will never stick a jump at height when you first get up at height. It's that sort of thing that you will always overcook it loads. You can't control it. You can't rope it in. Like, you are flying over that edge that you want to land on, because your body just won't let you rope it in and take out that power. Stuff like that.
Overcook or undercook, depending on the pre, I guess.
If the drop's on the other side, then you can't, you find it's so hard not to bounce off, because your body won't let you sink your chest over toward the drop. Stuff like that.
And how we play around with the controls through dead zones, field of views, wobble, camera shake, and these kind of effects. Like, again, this is like the stuff you can talk about now, because that's the stuff that people use now to convey these tricks in games. But like I said, it's a much more of a cinematography trick. It's not a control trick. So, like, again, this is like it's very hard to talk about, because it's an idea that everyone is cooking around in their brain, but no one has figured it out. And I really, really want to try to nail that feeling. Like the thing, like I really enjoy video games that present you power and take that power away, then build you up again. And so what I would really love to do, like if I had a grand vision for how I would like the game to play out, is we will show you guys doing the most insane roof culture level stuff. And we will let you sort of have a feel for how that feels. And then we're going to take you down to ground level, like through an incident, like where, you know, suddenly you're injured or whatnot. And then you have to start off small. And then we're going to build you up and going through these tiers of levels where street level knee highs to, you know, going over railings. And then that railing suddenly has a 2-foot drop to a 3-foot drop to a 4-foot drop. And how this plays around with the controls and your own player progression with your confidence in the controls is... It's the key to a good game, in my opinion, because it presents a mastery of control. It presents a mastery, like the adventure of just getting better at parkour, that creation of that feeling of like when you was growing up where, you know, the first thing you did was you climbed your backyard fence and it was like you feel dangerous. But then suddenly you're like climbing on the top of like your school you grew up with, you know, it's like, it's like, oh yeah. But then you're so high up, you don't want to fall off of that until you kind of get a bit more confidence. And then you're like, oh, actually, I can make these jumps. I can do this stuff. And that kind of feeling is something I want to create. The steps to get there. Are the building blocks to get there. Are the foundation of platforming games, basically. But we are taking it that step further because parkour is a sport. So, you know, it's not just going to be jumping. It's going to be tricks and jumping, like, that kind of stuff is...
Oh, it sounds like you're all over it. Yeah, sweet.
Oh, dude, I'm cooking this stuff up in my brain all the time. It's like I said, like this is... I love... This is what's so fun about this project because no one has been doing this. Like all parkour games are either incredibly automated, either incredibly narrative focused, or they're so pinpoint precision that it plays more like a binary. Like, did you get the jump or did you miss the jump? We want to create something in between. And that's the key, right? Because you want to have fun exploring, because that's what parkour is, in my opinion. It's about exploring, but you have to have a drive to explore too. And like the progression of your guys' career is a perfect stepping stone for how we create this. Like, you know, because you all start off, everyone starts off with trying to climb and have fun around their neighborhood. And then they see you doing this stuff and it's like, oh my God, they're doing, what is this magic? And then you get roof culture, which is like, it's the pinnacle, right? It's like this is like what but dreams are made of. It's like you guys become superhuman when you watch it. Yeah, no, it really is. It's like if you like, because no one thinks this stuff is possible, and you make these impossibilities possible because you see that you can do it, and that's a feeling that everyone wants to feel like in games. And most games, I don't want to say they cheat, they don't, but they use cinematography, old cinematic styles to create this. Like, you know, Uncharted, for instance, it's cribbing off of stuff like the Indiana Jones films, or
Uncharted, the greatest game ever, by the way.
Oh no, I'm not slighting it. It's fantastic. But what I'm saying is, you know, like Assassin's Creed does it through automation. It makes you feel cool with the minimal amount of input. But that's its appeal, and they've actually kind of stepped off of that now, and they're trying to they've kind of stepped away from parkour, which is a bit sad because they were the pinnacle at one point, and now it's like their games are more RPGs. But that's just the way they developed the games. And again, Assassin's Creed has a narrative, so the point wasn't the parkour. The parkour was the cause and effect. So it is something that came from an evolution of the Prince of Persia games. So, like, if you think of like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, they set out to make a fun skateboarding game, and they made a skateboarding game. The story in those games completely came afterwards because the first game didn't have story. It was hero your challenges, have fun skateboarding, and that's kind of where we're thinking. And this is why when you guys were hyping it up as the first parkour game, that's why it's important, because every parkour game you play has some extra gimmick, some sort of narrative focus. It doesn't focus on the parkour. And that's why you guys were always like the number one choice, because there is no greater rag to rich story of like you guys going from kids hanging around making videos to literally jumping off of rooftops in Hong Kong. You know, it's like that's how it works, and that's how the skateboarding scene worked, and that's why Tony Hawk's was so successful. And we want to recreate that feeling. It's
banging.
Yeah.
Banging. Oh, nice. That's content for a documentary.
Oh, it's
so great to hear your thoughts on it all, because they're so detailed, and it's really cool to hear.
You know, it's tough as well, because it's easy to say this. I mean, I feel like I impress you guys every time I describe this, but I do want to keep you guys, like, your interest alive, because it really is, like, that's the idea behind this. We don't want to be the next Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but with parkour, because, like, they tried that. Like, they tried doing, like, the BMX in the Snow White, Sean Paul's snowboarding games, and they kind of just stuck to the formula and just twisted it into their own sort of thing, to the point where they sort of backed out of that. And it's really cool to see Pro Skater come back by just going back to their roots, and I hope they don't play it out the way the Tony Hawk's games became played out, because like, again, like, the idea behind this is a similar thing. We want to start from the ground up and build something super unique, but still sort of agreeing to the roots of video games. Like, we need to come up with reward structures for why you're doing these tricks and the reason we're doing it. And I don't want it to be, for instance, a narrative. A narrative is always secondary, so the parkour comes first. And watching you guys, it's like people watch you to see your characters come to life, and we want people to be able to create their characters and make their characters come to life, to the point where the idea in the grand scheme is that people will play this game and people will get to know people through, like, the same way they got to know you, but through this video game. Because that's like, really, you can't create this feeling, but Minecraft, like for instance, once people started streaming it and everyone started becoming YouTube personalities, it's like, it's cool, but there's a juxtaposition between, like, you know, the people that play the game, and then you get to know their personality, because, you know, they're a real person, but then the game they're playing is Minecraft, where they're like blocks and they're bashing on bricks. Whereas this is like, we want people to feel like they're part of the game, you know, like they are building a culture around playing the game, and then when people see them in real life, you'll be able to recognize their style, their way of playing, and it will translate into, like, you know, the relationship between you, the audience, and the people that try to be like you, and then hopefully something beyond that, you know. Like, like my dream is what Tony Hawk's did for skateboarders. Like, I wouldn't have touched a skateboard if it wasn't for Pro Skater, right? And I would love for someone to tell me a story how they would never have picked up parkour if it wasn't for this game. Because you guys must get that all the time, right? You must get, like, oh, we're STORROR and we're like best parkour team in the world, and then someone gets like, oh man, I wanted to be just like you, so I went out my backyard and broke my knee. Thanks, STORROR. But you know,
that will happen a lot more with this than it did with Tony Hawk's, I reckon, as well. Because it's still so small and still so little people do it. I think it will be massive. It's the beginning of something great, man. It's crazy to see the world sort of take on parkour now more than it ever has, and it's inspiring, because it also makes me happy that we are creating this true parkour game, because, man, just to be the first in that field, it's not enough, but it's a good step, because it really shows that, like, you know, an initiative is what people need. And there's definitely not enough initiative right now, because, you know, the way the video games are going, everything seems to be sort of tunneling towards, like, this horrible sort of, like, you know, Call of Duty 27 and Assassin's Creed 56, and it's like to have something unique and different. I think people are pining for that, and I think this game could be it, in my opinion. Banging. Can all the streamers, can all the live stream, can they all hear this conversation?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know he was live.
Everyone can hear it, and
I made it up. That's
sick.
And I recorded it all. I'm actually gonna put this on YouTube.
Matt, you didn't tell the password of our Twitch stream, right? The one that starts with.
Okay,
Oh,
listen,
yes.
guys. I literally just had my second dose, and I am a very sick person right now. Like everything I just said was a complete fever dream. If I wake up tomorrow and there's me dancing naked, like I wouldn't be surprised. I do not feel well right now.
That was a golden insight, man. I was hoping that was still live.
It's live and recorded too. I'm gonna put it everywhere.
Yeah, man, that was banging.
Nah, it's fine.
Wise words from Matt.
But I'm not kidding though. I am actually very sick, which is why I've only just chimed in now. I love listening to you guys, and then when I feel like I have a moment, I'm like, okay, please let me just say this because I'm.
It's Matt's moment now.
Matt moments. Oh god, that sounds like a YouTube channel. Matt moments.
But this could be our first long podcast, right? My dream is to be Joe Rogan. I don't know if you guys know Joe Rogan.
Oh, no, you gotta tell this again. I guess this time it's different because we are live. But
well, but Toby and Ben don't know that. No, but I think what I wanted to add to your point, Matt, is that also we need to feel that this is for me and for us. I hope. It's a very long-term project. It's not that we're gonna do one game and then we say, okay, yeah, we make some jumps. I think for me, this is like a 10-year or whatever long project, long commitment in which we develop all the things that we can develop. Because the scope is so big that we probably, for the first game, we're probably just gonna scratch the surface, right? But I think like what is gonna be interesting for me is just to keep going and really create this universe, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what parkour's like as well. I think you could do that with a lot of stuff, but parkour especially, like, sky's the limit in terms of like, especially game concepts and how to just use a human body in a game. Like,
dude, it's not just games; it's parkour itself, man. Like that mocap session we had in the BFI when Dom turned up. You know, you guys reinvent the wheel. Like it feels like on a monthly basis, and keeping up with that in a video game term is going to be very difficult. But you know, that's the goal, right? So.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I mean. Like, it's just limitless in terms of like, where it can go and the limits that are pushed. It's like, and that I'm sure is transferable to future projects and stuff. By the time this one's out, there'll be a whole new sort of vision for how the fucking sport can be done. Like,
that's right. Like this is why video games are always my chosen medium, because it does always feels like dream weaving, because people think of stuff and then somebody else makes it and you're like, oh my god, I didn't even know that was possible. And then you get the imitators, but the imitators aren't bad. It's like, it's flattery, right? So like, and I feel like that's what it is like in parkour. It's not about who came first. It really is just about being part of a community. So when someone does something like crazy, like really cool, like I would love to inspire somebody else to make like a really, really good parkour game, because it would be fantastic. Because then I could be like, oh my god, yeah, that's so cool, but we're gonna get you next time. We're gonna make an even better one. And then like, you know, it's like competition is 100% like for game developers. It's the spark of inspiration. And I'm sure it's the same for you. Like when you, like, I was shocked, like when Dom turned up that day and you guys were like so behind it, and it was like an event. And I'm like, oh my god, I was like, this is it, man. This is what communities are about. And I really love that feeling. And we have that sort of feeling, but it's like drawn out over a very long time, because every time a new game comes out, like Prince of Persia, and then it goes on to Assassin's Creed, that's our innovation. But that took years, because Prince of Persia came out in like, what was it, like 2004 or something? Yeah, don't quote me on this, I forgot my facts. And then Assassin's Creed came out after like 4 of the Prince of Persia game came out, and nobody thought they could do platforming, like parkour platforming in the game better. And then suddenly it was like, oh my god, like, no, Assassin's Creed showed that you can do this. And it's like that kind of inspiration is what we look for, man. Like you have to take inspiration from this. And it's like, again, the way that translates in the parkour community and in the video game community, there's a lot of crossover, which I feel like people aren't capitalizing on, because real life sports or events and things like you don't get enough games that translate these like one to one. I feel like Pro Skater was probably the closest we ever got because it inspired an entire generation of skateboarders.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
and I feel and there's not enough of that going on in my opinion because games these days are just either about the ultra violence or recreate movies. And that's perfectly fine. I love those types of games. But it's different because they're fleeting. They come and they go. Like Call of Duty, like 3 to 4 was like a whole different ball game. And then from Call of Duty 4 to what Call of Duty is today, it's like something. It's changing itself. Yeah. It's taken them a long time to get to change Call of Duty because I'm sure you guys have all played Warzone. It's not the same as it was in Call of Duty 4. It's a different ball game, but it took them a long time to get there because a lot of people, once they have success, they kind of sit on their success. Yeah. That's why Assassin's Creed got into a bit of a rut, but Assassin's Creed has reinvented itself like 4 times now. And I feel like that's what you need, but these happen over such a long span of time, that it's kind of disencouraging to see like these companies sit on this and not really try to innovate with every single franchise. Like, because every time somebody comes to franchise, that's kind of it. They just kind of like, okay, now we've got Tony Hawk's 5 and it plays a bit better than Tony Hawk's 1, but it's technically the same game. So like the idea behind this game and a lot of the ideas we talk about internally is about how we circumvent this stigma of what a franchise and an IP means, because you guys have reinvented yourself many, many times, and we would like to have that same feeling where it's like if you guys do something crazy, we want to be just as crazy and try to one up you, and then so forth, back and forth to create this sort of realistic feeling of like the parkour community and the video game parkour community and so forth wherever it goes.
That sounds sick, to interweave the two. Is
tell me to shut up if I'm getting too pretentious here, because like, seriously, I'm getting delirious. I'm tired, and I've got
good.
Sounds amazing. The people in the stream are loving it as well. Hudson. No man, it's awesome. It's fucking lucky to hear. Good download every couple of months. Get psyched for the game again.
Yeah, it's
a shame. To give you a build for the Mac.
Yeah.
We need to give you a build for the Mac, right? You got a MacBook Pro, right?
A what for the?
A Mac, right? You go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a build for that, so you can play the game.
Yeah.
A what? A beat?
A build.
It's a version. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Basically just make a version for Mac for which you can play. So
I thought you said get a beard for my Mac.
Well, get a beard for your Mac, but just draw a little mustache on it, you know.
There you go. Everyone thinks Dado's French.
It can run SPP now. Just there you go, little beard.
There you go, weird little beard case for your Mac.
What did that guy on YouTube say? The French guy needs to be
the
weird sounding French guy needs to
French. Oh no, can't see it. No.
The professional footballer. Toby, you did that podcast with your friends, and I don't know who said that, but he said, but he's a professional footballer.
Are you trying to challenge me, KWX? Alright. Don't challenge me, mate. I'll smoke you right now. Let's go. He's challenging me to a reverse fall. I made this. That's okay. Let's see how I made this, mate. Oh no, I've put too much pressure on myself now.
Yeah.
I really
have. I can't give you guys enough credit for this. It's been really cool to boot this up and see the progress, because your animation's really getting there. I really like the idea that you guys have about just showing the nitty gritty of the development. And I like
it as well.
Yeah, and I hope the backers enjoy it, because don't get discouraged by like the sort of stuff, because we don't want to show you the polish. We want to show you how the polish is applied, and hopefully that is something that people enjoy, because no other game company really does that. They really only want to show you stuff when it's finished.
I've been meaning to ask that.
Ask what, Toby? What was that?
No, I'd been meaning to ask whether other games did this. Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
It's
just not a thing.
It's super rare if they do, and it's usually a game that's like far more simplistic. The scope of this game is astronomical because at the moment we haven't even set our highs yet. We just keep going until we feel like okay, maybe we should reel it in. So we haven't reeled it in. We're still thinking of like, how does the open world work? How do we expand on the first area?
It kind of feels like parkour, how parkour was in the beginning when it was a big thing in the UK.
Thank you.
Like, all right, there's this thing that we can do whatever you want, and just start checking bits off one step at a time, just like learning moves and just creating things.
Yeah, shit, I see what you mean. Yeah, it is fully like that.
Now, if you watch like devlogs online are they're just not like, even if you ask the person that made it, they're not realistic at all. Like they're having coded stuff. Like they'll show you like progress in like 10 minutes of like, oh, I just made this system and now the character does backflips and stuff, and you're like, you don't realize it probably took him about 2 months of
digital progress.
Yeah, do you mean it's like
right.
what I show in 2 minutes really took me like 30. Yeah, literally took me like 30 hours.
Digital training to make the game to make the parkour in the game better. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's sick. I've seen comments people saying that, David, as well. Like, fuck, this is long. Like,
yeah, people are like, yeah, people finally someone to read. Honestly, it's so long. KWX, I apologize. You are better than me. I failed every time.
You gave up.
I gave up. Now it's too hard. I'll get it another time. What I'm gonna do is turn off all the collisions and then go and do it.
I've got pretty early morning, so I'm going to get going, guys. But that was wicked.
No, it was awesome having you, man.
Yeah, no, see where it's at. It's fucking making moves.
Yeah, I'm going to peace out as well. Need to jump in the shower before sleep.
In a bit, streamers, you lot.
See you later, chat.
See you later, guys.
Thanks for the demo.
See you later, guys.
It's so fun to see, and exceptional progress all round.
Yeah, man.
Oh, guys, are you coming over to Kingston soon? So we should emotional video. Did Drew mention anything about that?
Communication's an issue in our team. What was it?
We wanted to shoot a video, basically this video, us on a round table talking randomly about the game and the various emotion of the game, and not so much about the technical bits, but mostly what Matt said, a round table discussion about us talking about what we like about the how we
what filmed for shot for
film
video
from because we wanted to show it to a few publishers. I think it's important to show that as Matt said already, we are embracing the whole culture, and it's so much more than a video game. It's so much more than, you're gonna ship a Tetris game. It's a whole universe, right? It's a whole sport. So we wanted to convey that message.
Oh, for sure. That sounds wicked. I mean, what better pitch, than hearing the actual motivation behind it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So I think it speaks for itself. True. Yeah. Yeah, wicked. Sounds good. We'll try and fire that up on the chat, make that happen. Sweet. All right, then.
It'll be nice to meet you guys again since post-COVID lockdowns. It's been a while.
We'll touch base in person.
Yes, in the same place we touched base before. So
that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be cool. Sweet. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Get well, guys.
In a bit.
All right, David. I think it's time. It's time to end.
Time to end.
I've been going at one combo for so long. I have my screen recorder up though, so I'm gonna get it one time.
Henry's just crying in his room, like, I can't do it.
Bro, it's I want it. It's just how my game was in the beginning too. Like it takes so long to just get what you want.
I will say also it's excessively hard too as well. Let's be honest.
Oh no, dude, I understand. Like mine was as well in the beginning. Like it was so hard. It was precise.
Like I really like this sort of like incremental, almost fortnightly regular releases of like fixes and changes. Like now we've done this build, and I feel like the way we've put it out there works quite well. let us know what you guys think in the chat. Like, do you think this kind of way in which we got the build out to you, what works for you guys? Like, we stream, play it with you guys, and you guys play it as well, and just stuff like that. But I think doing this regularly could be quite cool, especially for us going forward in terms of what the game needs, because it's all like agile development, innit? You want to have like user feedback at all times, because then your direction for the game is so much better. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's so amazing to see that just people like to literally run the game and they were already very good. It always surprises me.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I've been making video games all my life, really, and there is still something that I don't still understand. Like, what makes a game interesting and fun to play? I mean, like, when you write code, you never plan, right? You just to make the game in a certain way, but it just happens. It just happens that the game is, I don't know, turns out to be good to play. I think that's always very fascinating to me, and this is why I want to give every single build of the game out, because I want to see how people play the game.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, you want to make it like at the end of the day, we're making it not only for the parkour community, but if you all these guys, like, we're making it for all of you guys. You really, like, if you guys don't enjoy it, it's not gonna be any fun. Like,
yeah.
So like, what you guys want is key. So, like, say all the things you guys think aren't suck, whatever. Like, just let us know, and we're gonna keep making the game better and better.
Harry, I saw your backward jump. That looks so cool. But did you invent it, or has it got a name?
You say, did I invent it?
Yeah, no.
Like, this technique, I've never really seen anyone else do. Like, some people like look like they spot it the whole time, but I'm pretty much just doing it blind, and I get to see it right at the end.
Wow.
So in a way, like, I'm the first one like progressing it in kind of a hard way. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's not as hard as like it looks if you know how to jump forward.
Yeah, because I saw some clips on Instagram, and it looks super cool. And if you think about it, it's something not quite obvious, but it's something quite simple, right? But yet again, it's like nobody else has done it.
It's like a basic like type of direction of movement that just hasn't really been like explored too deeply yet.
I love the one with it's sort of like it looks like that you play the video back and forth, because you jump like forward and backwards, like
I want to do a whole like, I want to refine it so it looks like it could go either way and you don't even know. I could do a backwards jump and say it was forwards. That'd be really funny.
Like, what is the longest backward jump that you saw?
I beat it.
Really?
I hold the record, without the unofficial record of the longest backwards jump.
No way.
The Guinness World Record. My friend measured it out on some chalk, and it's only
No,
6'7".
What? 6 meters?
No. It's no. Oh, you're so close. It's the other one. I hate that dude. No, that's not me. I do it the.
The color. You spell it properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought because American, I thought maybe.
I don't have any clips of backwards jumps just yet. I'm gonna make a whole video of my summer shenanigans.
Oh, wicked.
It was in your stories.
Yeah, it was all stories.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, I could send it to the Discord.
Yeah, send it to the Discord. Plug yourself.
You say that you did 6.
Yeah, we didn't record it, but yeah, I hit over 6'7". I don't know
how much is in meters. Like
1 sec, I can.
3 meters.
You gotta search it up.
6, 7. Yeah, it must be about 3 meters, man.
It's 2.01 meters.
201 meters. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was S3. Yeah, but that's quite far back. But how do you even push backward? Like, what muscles do you use?
It's like you just use the opposite ones.
Do you even have mastered that?
Yeah, like it's kind of like just the reverse of what you're supposed to do. So instead of catching it, you're just pushing it. All right, I'm gonna put it in the awesomeness chat.
Yeah,
in the
this is
Hits
awesome.
Discord.
It's almost midnight here, but I'm gonna try to do a backward jump in the house.
Okay, I sent it.
So you did the 2 meters and 0-1, right?
Yeah, I not in this clip, but I did like the other day, and I'm gonna like actually get it done officially.
What the hell? I don't know what I was expecting. It was not
that.
that.
Surely is a video in reverse, right?
Nope.
You know, I don't know what I was expecting to see, but like it just wasn't this. Like it just doesn't look. It doesn't look right. You know what I mean? Like nothing about this looks right.
Hold on, I have an even better one that doesn't look right.
Like I don't like it. It looks so sick though.
What can you post the one that you go back and forth? That was really amazing.
All right, I sent another one. I'm looking for that last one.
Oh yeah, sorry guys, I didn't even mention that. I didn't even mention that. You can, I should have mentioned this. Yeah, so these are like your command line prompts. Ooh, you actually have a lot more than you think you do, but yeah, if you press, I don't even know what this key is called, but little dash thing, and you do restart level, or restart level for you. Yeah, I forgot to say that. But yeah, I'll put that in the. I'll put a document with all the instructions and stuff like that for how to do everything. So, but yeah, that's that. Thank you, KWX, for making that clear to people. I forgot to say that myself.
All right, I put down 2 more clips for you to just. Then the hits awesomeness.
I show the people I want to see. Whoa, that's sick! What the?
Whoa!
That's not real. There's no way. No, that's CGI. That's fake.
Why, like,
that is not real. It doesn't look real. Like that doesn't look real.
Why did you like you land on your pinky toes?
Yeah, yep. Literally balls on my feet.
That's not real. Like okay, Dado, let's be honest.
Yeah, but look,
that
like,
doesn't look real.
Feet are not even there.
It's 100%
real.
real. That's what's awesome.
Ledge.
Like
that doesn't look real. That doesn't look real. It looks like you just, but I can tell it's real because everyone else is moving it forward. But
no, they're all choreographed.
They're all choreographed, isn't it? I knew it. How is this
staged?
That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I've never ever seen that. That's sick.
It's because no one really does it. That's what's so funny. Like it's just this thing that I was like, I went to a spot.
Oh yeah, I love this one.
That's
the last one is amazing. Yeah.
You guys seeing this? Is the chat seeing this? Do you know what I mean?
It's fun because it's like a new style that I'm just like enjoying right now.
Mate, go with it, man.
I know I will. Like I want to do way more with it.
Yeah, man. What you need to do is get up on the building, and then to commemorate it, we'll get backwards jumps in the game.
Yeah,
but only your character out of all the parkour can do it.
That'd be so crazy. You can do 180 to backwards tree. That'd be wild.
That's sick.
Yeah, if you do a backward 180, you end up straight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see his trick.
Oh. Like a backward 360, that would be interesting. Like nothing happened, you're still backward.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm intrigued to see. I don't know about you, Dad. I'm quite interested to see in a week's time where we've got the game, where we've got all this animations and all that.
Yeah. I think progress now it should be
Super.
yeah, slightly faster,
Faster.
slightly quicker, yeah.
Hopefully, the next release, you guys will be getting lines and stuff together.
Yeah.
So that's the aim.
All right, guys.
All
Should
right.
we go for dinner?
Go get lunch, yeah.
Yeah, lunch. Yeah.
I will send the clip when I eventually stop it.
Yeah, man. It's so cool. Awesome, guys. I really enjoyed that. It was good fun. It's
Yeah.
cool having all the story guys here too.
Nice one. Yeah, it was very good vibe as well.
Yeah, real good, man.
Great job, David. Well done.
So, yeah, cheers. Everyone did really cool.
And also, you know that Matt always say, no, I don't want to talk because, you know, I'm not very good. And then like when it starts.
He's like, let's go. Time to preach. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's so good. But it's because it's passion. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like one thing like in the team I found, everyone like really loves the game and the concept for the game. I think everyone's like invested in more than just like as your job. Which I think is going to help really take the game to something else. Cause
that is another aspect that I want to talk about when we record that video. It's like we're not making a game doing a 9-to-5 job. We are just making a game, well, mostly because we like it, right? Because we need to get, we need to pay the bills and to get some, the money to do the but there is a level in which you are making like your passion is more than your job. It's you don't work for making money, you work for making to live, but then because it's super passionate what you're doing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And this is something that you don't have very often in the video game industry, especially if you work in big studios. You always find that you got some very passionate people, but it's that mentality that most people just treat it as a 9-to-5 job, which it is. But I always think that if you really want to create something something special, you cannot plan it. You cannot have a schedule and do a 9-to-5 job and create something special. You need to put your own, and I think we're good with that.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that podcast as well. That's really cool.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to start my Joe Rogan career. So now that Matt is not here, I can say that.
You can say it.
Joe Rogan are coming from you.
They're coming for you.
Well, he went to Spotify, so
he did, yeah. YouTube
is
up for grabs now. Hits is on the way. To be fair, YouTube didn't let us live stream today.
No, you don't even.
So yeah, Twitch, we're coming for you next.
Yeah, Twitch, we're coming for Twitch. Who is the biggest streamer on Twitch? Some video gamer, I guess, man.
Do you guys know?
Well, of course, right? Yeah.
Who's the biggest streamer on Twitch? I feel like it'd be someone that you like. What's weird is the biggest streams on Twitch are like people that just like not even games. Like I've seen some massive streams. It's like people just like chatting to people. Or like,
oh, you know what? I don't like the guys that do the reaction video. In fact, I want to make a parody of the reaction videos in which I don't move at all for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
And that's my reaction.
No reactions.
Yeah, no reaction. Come on, like people has got millions of subscribers and they just react to other. Is that even a thing? I mean,
there's actually crazy like how your content can be reacting to other people's content. But I don't know. To each their own. I can't judge.
Yeah, no.
They found a gap in the market.
Yeah, they found the market. But I think, but this is why I think like the STORROR they have 7 million subscribers, but I think they count as 70 million. Like they count as many more because you subscribe to the STORROR because the emotion that they give you is incredibly more than the guy just reacting to a video. Like there is no attachment to the guy, right? There can't be any bonding with that person. With the story, you really bond with that. So I think those 7 million relationships are incredibly deeper than the 50 million of the guy that react to the Mr. Beast video. Really.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're so right. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Right, let's go. My dinner is ready.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna go cook. So I'll catch you in the morning, Dada. We'll go.
Yeah, I'll catch you in a few hours.
We go in a few hours. We go again.
Go again. Cheers, guys. Cheers,
See you guys.
See you later, man.
Oh, actually,